Hello, OET warriors. Welcome to your complete guide to scoring high in the OET reading section. Whether you're a nurse, doctor, or healthcare professional, I'm here to break down everything you need to know about Part A, Part B, and Part C. We are going to talk about how to approach each part, what concepts to focus on, how to get the highest score possible, and real time examples so you can practice like a pro. Ready to ace it? Let's go. When we're talking about the OET reading, we will look into the structure, okay, the structure of the OET reading section so you know exactly what to expect on exam day. Part A, it's all about expeditious reading. So, quick fire, like short text with multiple choice questions. It's all about scanning for key details. Got it? And Part B. Part B is about thorough reading. Longer text, usually about 6 to 7 questions per text. So here you will need to carefully read and understand the material. Got it? So it's like it requires more detailed comprehension. And when we are talking about part C, it's about detailed reading, the most challenging. Complex texts like medical reports or research studies with deeper analysis needed for answering the question. So each part tests different skills, but they all rely on critical reading, quick comprehension, and the ability to extract relevant details efficiently. And whether you're skimming for quick answers or diving deep into technical articles, the overall goal is to understand and analyze medical or healthcare text. So let's see what are the skills assessed in OET reading. Let's talk about the skills, okay? Because this is where you can really maximize your score. The first one is comprehension. So this is all about can you understand the main idea of a text? In part A, this is all about quickly identifying the relevant details. And in part B and part C, you will need a deeper understanding of tone, purpose, and context. So these are all very important key areas that you need to focus on. Kindly make a note of it. Got it? And information retrieval. What do you mean by information retrieval? Are you able to quickly find specific details? Because in part A, it's about scanning. And when we are talking about part B and part C, it's about finding nuanced details and understanding complex data. Okay? And the third one is inferences. Sometimes the information won't be explicitly stated. So, reading between the lines is key in making correct answers, especially in part B and part C. And the next one is logical reasoning. In part C, you will need to analyze and interpret complex ideas in order to identify relationships and to draw conclusions and assess medical arguments. Okay? And let's see the concepts and strategies that you absolutely need to focus on to score higher in OET reading. So these are going to be your secret weapons for tackling each part like a champ. The first one is skimming and scanning. So these are two foundational techniques you will use across all three parts. When we are talking about skimming, it means like quickly read the text to get the general idea. This is especially helpful in part A when you're reading and racing against the clock. Okay? And scanning. Scanning means when you're looking for specific details like dates or numbers, you are using the scanning technique. So this is great for part A as well, but especially for part B and C when you're looking for precise medical details. And the next one is time management. Okay, when we are talking about the time management, you have got to manage your time effectively in OET reading section. For example, don't spend too long on one question. Move on if you're stuck. Then you can come back to it later. So practice timing yourself during mock exams to get a good feel for this. So it's just the time details given here. For part B, you can spend 3 to 4 minutes per question. And part C, you need a deeper focus around 5 to 6 minutes per question. So time yourself to get used to the pressure. Okay? And the next one is contextual reading. Very important. This is a huge one. Before diving into questions, get a sense of the overall context of the passage. In part B and part C, many questions rely on understanding the author's purpose, tone, and context. So, if you understand the message of the text, then you're halfway there. Got it? And the next one is elimination technique. For all the multiple choice questions, you need to eliminate the obviously wrong answers first because this gives you a better chance of getting the right answer even if you're unsure. So always focus on what's mentioned in the text rather than using general knowledge. And the next one is predictive thinking. So before even looking at the options, think about what type of word, whether it could be a noun, verb, adjective, would fit in the blank. So this is very critical in part A and helps you narrow down your choices faster. All right, let's walk through some real exam style examples so you can see the strategies in action. In each of these examples, we will dive deeper and look at how to apply the techniques we discussed earlier. Okay? So let's see some of the do's that you have to do for OET reading. Skim the passage first. Before diving into questions, quickly skim the passage to get a general idea of what's about. Look for headings, subheadings, and bolded or italicized words. So, skimming allows you to identify the structure of the text and get a sense of what to expect in questions. So, it's very essential for time management. The second one is read the question carefully. Always read the question before looking for the answers in the passage because this is going to help you to know exactly what information you are searching for. If you don't know the question, you might get distracted by irrelevant information in the passage, right? Use keywords for scanning. Once you understand the question, you can go back to the passage and then you can scan for keywords related to the question. So, keywords could be some specific terms or names or dates or some medical conditions. Okay, and this scanning helps you quickly locate the relevant information without having to reread the entire passage and focus on the main ideas, especially in part C, where the texts are very longer and more complex. You need to focus on the central theme or main idea. So don't get bogged down by every single detail. Understanding the big picture allows you to better grasp the author's message, which is very essential for answering the questions correctly. And the next one is identify the tone and purpose. So, in this one, in addition to facts, you need to identify the tone and the purpose of the passage. Is it formal or is it neutral or is it like a persuasive kind of thing? What is the author trying to convey? Because understanding the tone and purpose, it will help you in answering questions that deal with the author's intent or underlying the meaning. And use the process of elimination. So after reading the options in multiple choice question, try to eliminate choices that are clearly incorrect or irrelevant because this will help you focus on the most likely answers and improve your chances of choosing the right one. Okay, and manage your time wisely. This is very, very, very important because time is critical. Efficiently managing your time across the sections ensures you complete the entire reading test. Okay, and do pay attention to synonyms and paraphrasing. This is applicable for all the parts. Okay, so be aware that questions often paraphrase the information in the passage, the exact words that may not appear in the question. So you need to look for synonyms, or phrases with similar meanings. Got it? So, keeping the strategies and the concepts in mind, you need to practice these tips, okay, in order to score high in OET reading section. That's all for today's video. Kindly like, share, and subscribe for more OET tips. See you in the next video. Bye bye.